Here is an IBM Selectric 3 typewriter. This is one that I showed in a previous video, and this was so gummy that it just about nothing on it worked. I think I've got everything degreased and re-lubricated that needs it, and it seems to be functioning pretty well. I found that LPS-2 is a real good thing to use as far as a penetrating oil, lubricant, and a cleaning agent. I've used this in Hammond organ generators, I've used this of course on typewriters and a lot of other things. And an important thing about LPS-2 is that I've found that it never gets gummy. I've never had any cases of it getting of gumming up. Some other types of penetrating oil are good at freeing up stuck mechanisms, but they leave a gummy residue. So I can pretty safely recommend this as a lubricating and cleaning agent. And for another thing, it really is a lubricant. Things like WD-40, for instance, are solvents, but they don't have all that much lubricating power. So this seems to be a pretty good lubricant and penetrating oil. Also, Zoom Spout oil has got a little bit more, it's a little bit thicker, a little bit more viscous, and has worked good as a lubricant as well. But this really helps dissolve old dried grease. The last thing I got working on this was the correction key, because for some reason it just was all gummed up, but I finally found where it was stuck. So let's see if I can see if everything will work on it now. Yeah, it looks like everything is working. I was having a problem with this where it was getting jammed on certain letters. It wasn't advancing properly, and I found that the mechanism that operates the type ball still was kind of gummy. So I took the type ball and the ribbon off and just applied a little LPS-2 to there and tried to clean out as much old ribbon dust and junk as I could, and just gave it some lubrication, and that seemed to do it. So now this one I think is ready to go back into use. One thing I see here that concerns me a little bit is this return cable seems just a touch loose. It doesn't seem to affect the performance, but I'm not sure of how you would readjust it. I actually found some good videos that was a part of an old film strip training series on Selectric typewriters, and I've watched some of them. I can't remember the user who had those videos, but it's like an old film strip show that was put on video, and it's an instructional guide to repairing Selectric typewriters. This other one here, I figured out that the power switch is bad. I just hot-shotted some AC power to the motor leads with alligator clip leads, and found that it does indeed work. I can't get this one. I still need to replace that spring. That spring that goes on this clutch here. I had to rob the spring off of this to fix one of these other ones. So I decided to salvage the part from this one because the motor was unknown. But this one, let me plug in the alligator clip cord here. This one runs good, but I don't have any typing action because I need to put that spring back in on that clutch. I found a source online for parts, but it says they only sell to other businesses, so I don't know if I can buy from them. I may just have to see if I can find a spring of the appropriate size. I'm going to ohm out this power switch. I think it's a double pole switch, and see where the problem might be. I'm not sure how to best replace this. I may just have to switch it with an external power switch. It's kind of a specific power switch for this application. But now I think that this Selectric is working, so I can put it back together. And I've got the other ones in here. The other ones are all set up now on their stands. So I'm moving through all this stuff in here. I got this computer monitor set up and working here. So these ones are now hooked up. I've got them hooked up to this vintage power strip here.